For nearly 2,000 years, the most powerful ritual in ancient Greece was illegal to speak about. It was called the Eleusinian Mysteries, a secret initiation ceremony held each year in honor of Demeter and Persephone. Unlike public festivals, this was not spectacle, it was transformation. Participants swore an oath of silence. To reveal what happened inside the sanctuary at Eleusis was punishable by death. And yet, the greatest minds of Greece, from philosophers to statesmen, traveled to be initiated. Why? Because this was not just religion, it was a psychological rebirth protocol. The myth behind the mysteries begins with loss. Persephone, daughter of Demeter, is taken into the underworld. Demeter, goddess of the harvest, plunges the world into famine in her grief. Nothing grows. Civilization trembles. Only when Persephone is allowed to return for part of the year does fertility resume. Spring is reborn, the cycle is restored. On the surface, this is agricultural mythology. Beneath it, it is a map of the human nervous system. In the lens of Bio-Mythology, Demeter represents the conscious mind, the part of you that maintains order and productivity. Persephone represents the descending self, the part that must enter darkness, trauma, and shadow. The underworld is not a location, it is a state. Every human life includes descent, loss, confusion, collapse, identity fracture. The Eleusinian Mysteries guided initiates through a controlled symbolic descent, a ritual confrontation with mortality and fear, followed by a structured return. Ancient sources hint that participants experience something so profound that their fear of death permanently diminished. That is not superstition, that is neurological recalibration. When you symbolically die and return, your threat perception rewires. Mortality becomes integrated instead of avoided. The cycle of loss transforms from chaos into rhythm. The festival unfolded over several days. Initiates purified themselves in the sea. They fasted. They walked in procession from Athens to Eleusis. They entered a dark hall known as the Telesterion. Inside, something was shown. Something sacred. Something that convinced thousands of people that death was not annihilation, but transition. We do not know exactly what they saw, but we know the result. They emerged changed. In modern culture, we avoid dissent. We suppress grief. We numb discomfort. We fear endings. The Eleusinian protocol teaches the opposite. Rebirth requires dissent. Spring only follows winter. Here's the system prompt. Are you resisting your underworld season or allowing it to transform you? Subscribe to SayenMythos to get more insight like this. Because next, we decode the Roman festival that turned chaos into order through Saturnalia. And remember, rebirth is not accidental, it is initiated.